is what I refer to as the common sense practical motion that can really make a difference. And it's in line with what most people in this country are asking for. 60% of the population today are reported to want to see a U-turn or change in this policy. And that's what the Noble Lady is seeking to do, because it calls on this House, it calls on your Lordships to reject these proposals as they stand and for ministers to come back with proposals or scheme to protect those already getting tax credits for at least 3 years. That's all of them. Now, if it is passed, what happens next? The onus is then on the government to take those proposals away and reconsider. The government can bring forward new proposals for consideration, not as the Noble Lord Butler, I think, intimated that it disappears into the ether. That's a matter for the government. But if the government is committed to doing so, it can bring back new proposals to your Lordship's House. It could choose to bring back new primary legislation if it wished. But if it failed to bring anything back at all, it would mean the government could not proceed with these cuts. They'd have to look for another route. They would have to reconsider their policy. No government ever has the wisdom that it's right all the time. This House is right to ask the other place and the government to reconsider, think again, pause, try and get it right. I give way to Noble Lord Butler.
But it is a blocking amendment, because if the House, nobody can compel the government to do what the motion says, and if the government doesn't, then the House of Lords is refusing to consider this motion indefinitely.
Well, the Noble Lord Butler seems to be under the impression, which is contrary to what the Noble Lady said when she spoke before, that the government wants to do nothing. The government would have us believe, from what it's hinted at, that it's happy to look at things again. So I don't really accept his arguments on that. What is clear, though, is my noble friend, Noble Lady Baroness Hollis' amendment would force the government to look at this again. We'd have a commitment, a promise. They would have to look at this issue again and say where they can make significant changes to protect those who are currently terrified of the letters they get at Christmas and see what cut of their income is going to be. So, my Lords, I think we've been very, very clear this isn't a fatal amendment. It doesn't block the government's plans totally. It allows them to reconsider. But we haven't got the right on a fatal amendment. What we do have is a moral and constitutional duty to scrutinise, to examine, to challenge, and when a government has so clearly got it wrong, to think again. Even though Lord Cormac and I were sparring partners at a distance on Radio 4 today, and even those voting with the government tonight are saying, but I've got grave concerns about the policy, I want to see change. The Noble Lady has to know, if her troops follow her into the lobby today, they're voting because she's tried to make a constitutional issue of this, not because they agree with the tax credit cuts. We're giving, and we could give tonight, the Chancellor of the Exchequer an opportunity to address the very deep concerns been expressed by peers and members of Parliament of all parties, including her own, including very senior members of her own, and including those colleagues on the benches behind her.